This next segment might take you to a galaxy far, far away. In all seriousness, you have the chance to see Star Wars at Red Rocks and learn more about how Star Wars and science meet. Well, here's more from NASA aerospace engineer Tracy.
Tracy, I'm so excited to be talking to you. I am a huge Star Wars nerd, and I'm so looking forward to this Red Rock show. We're going to spend our anniversary there watching Star Wars, but to be able to hear from you all about space and just how much this correlates is so cool. So can you tell us a little bit more about yourself to start?
Sure. I am an aerospace engineer. I've been working in the space industry for the last 23 years or so, working with huge teams of people to help build, test, and operate missions that go and explore our solar system and look beyond.
Oh my goodness, that is so incredible. And I think so many kids too, especially those watching the show right now, are like, I want to be you when I grow up. So, because I want to be you when I grow up. That's amazing. So how did you get into space? How is that something that you decided you wanted to do for your career?
I grew up with a mom who was very interested in science fiction. We watched a bunch of Star Wars and Star Trek and Battlestar Galactica. And, adults are always asking you, what do you want to do when you grow up? And you get to a point where people are asking you the serious question, what are you going to study in college? And I decided that I wanted some kind of career related to space, because I wanted to help the world look more like those things we got to see in science fiction all the time. And if I was going to have to work for 40 years, it might as well be something that would keep my interest for that long.
Being able to do something that you're passionate about is so huge. So then I take it that you are a pretty big Star Wars fan.
I am. I love Star Wars. I mean, I was born right around the time that the movies came out, and my mom took us to the theater to see them when we got old enough, and I just loved everything about them. I kind of grew up on the first three. I must confess that as much as I love the next movies, because it was just dipping back into the whole world that you grew to know and love, I have not kept up with all of the series. And my husband is even more of a fan than I am, because he's read a lot of the books and really enjoys being in the world in that way too.
That is so funny too, because I grew up when the second three came out, and I remember obviously being immersed in that whole world and just thinking it was so cool, but then going back to watch the first three and just being absolutely mind blown. So to hear you say that it's as cool as I thought it was just makes me feel that much better. Now, without giving too much away, what would you say is within Galaxy's grasp, so to speak, when it comes to Star Wars and reality? Because, we watch the movies and we are just blown away by what we see. So what do you think?
One of the things that I'll mention there is, back when the movies first came out, scientists thought that there might be planets out there, but there wasn't any evidence of any planets when the very first movie came out. And now, for people who haven't been staying up to speed on what scientists have learned about exoplanets, which are planets not in our solar system, orbiting stars in our Milky Way galaxy, there's a truly astonishing number of them out there. So people who aren't aware of all of that are in for some fun, jaw-dropping moments if they come and see the intro to the show.
Why do you feel that this is an important conversation to have, especially before a movie like Star Wars, bringing people out and bringing them together? And these are all people that have very similar interests, obviously. So why do you think this is so important?
I think that because the movie's been around for a long time, this is the 40-year anniversary showing, many of the people who have seen it will have seen it before, and probably more than once, big fans like we are. But if you get to hear a little bit about the overlap between science fiction and reality, then you get an opportunity to watch the movie again through a slightly different lens and maybe enjoy it for a whole different reasons.
Definitely. I think that makes it even cooler knowing that there might possibly be more to what we're seeing than just, the sci-fi that we grew up with. So what advice would you say you have for someone who's interested in aerospace, especially those families out there with little ones who are saying, I want to be you when I grow up?
My favorite piece of advice is, especially for all the kids who are out there and have a variety of interests, most people don't think about this, but you don't have to be an engineer or a scientist in order to have a career that is related to space. If you take just about anything you're interested in, whether it is writing or being a lawyer or making art, there is some tie to careers in the space industry. And even if you didn't want to make space be your ultimate day job, there's a lot of things that you can get involved in on the side. There's a bunch of citizen scientist programs that are out there. There's data that the Juno mission team sends back and puts out online, where if you just like to process raw image data, you can play around with it and upload it so the whole rest of the world can see the images that you made. There's so many ways for people to get involved in space. I personally think that space is for everyone, and so everyone should just jump in and come have fun with us.
Oh my gosh, Tracy, I love that so much. I want to come hang out with you. You sound like have just like an amazing life, and obviously you have such incredible interests. So thank you so much for taking the time. We cannot wait to see you before the Red Rocks movie, and hey, may the force be with you.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
And for more information about the showing of Star Wars with special guest Tracy at Film on the Rocks, head to denverfilm.org.